What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Little Fat Mushy Toe representing the WCIS. We can't inspire someone. OPP only promote positivity. Shout out to Waterbed Hef. Shout out to Uncle DV. And shout out to the whole community that's all about a unity. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully, everybody had a wonderful, happy, safe weekend. Daylight savings time. I didn't even realize it was daylight saving time. So if y'all woke up and your clocks was wrong, now you know why. I didn't even notice. I don't know if we lost an hour, gained an hour. I think we lost an hour, right? Did we lose an hour or did we gain an hour? I don't know. What up, bad girl? All right, I got the sound effects back. All right, the show is back in full effect. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. And tonight we got another great show for you. Tonight we're gonna hit up. We're gonna start right back up, pick up where we left off with part 2 of phases of relationships. All right. A baddie on guard, reverse it. Welcome to the winner circle, the VIP. Yeah, I didn't even realize it. But I hope everybody had a great weekend. Hopefully everybody's feeling good. Welcome to the stream. And tonight we're gonna jump back into our conversation that we were having on Thursday. All right. So let me first and foremost welcome to the VIP circle. That's right. I truly hope everybody is feeling good though. Let me copy this and get that up. All right, so last show we were talking about the best foundations for any good relationship. A lot of people said friendship, trust, communication, are some of the best foundations that you can have for a relationship. If the friendship is the first step, and if that's you consider it to be a stable foundation, then when you get into the dating phase and the dating phase, I don't know exactly what we calling it now, but that next step after you acknowledge, okay, we have an attraction, and now we're going to build on this friendship. All right, so then we getting into the dating stage. All right. So I want y'all to tell me some of the things that you like and dislike about dating. All right. Some of the things you like and dislike about being single and dating. All right. That's the first question we're going to start off with. Do you feel more comfortable single, or do you feel more comfortable and more, at ease and natural? That's the word I'm looking for. Is it more natural for you to be single, or is it in your nature to always want to have someone by your side? All right, that's the first step. That's the first step in our conversation for tonight. Me, I'll go first. For a long time I felt as if it was more natural for me to be single. I felt like I didn't really want to have to answer to anyone. I wanted to do what I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it. I wanted to go out and spend time with whoever I wanted to spend time with. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I had a problem with that. But as I've gotten older, I realized there is much more value in having a good person by your side. Also, let me know, how's the microphone sounding? Are we sounding crispy? We sounding clear? My main man, Ashy Larry's in the building. What up, Ashy Larry, the fourth hostman? What's going on, my brother? All right, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. All right, so let's like as always, make sure you hit that thumbs up. All right, if you're enjoying the content, if you're a part of the WCIS community, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you hit the notification bell, and make sure that you smash that like button. All right, smash it, smash it up. All right, all answers will be put up onto the screen. All right, so A Baddie is the first person with an answer, and she said she would say that she feels more comfortable in a relationship because she likes companionship. All right, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Um, I feel like having a good partner in your life elevates you and creates value all around you. not just any person, but you got to have the right person. If you have the right person, that person will bring value to you. That person, he or she, will also bring may motivate you, may give you purpose, may help you find your purpose, may help you on the road with your purpose, may give you confidence. There's so many things that a good person, having a good person in your life and by your side can do for you. Now there is a point in time where you have to get that that single phase out of your system. So if you are in conflict and you're not quite sure about how you're feeling, then if you have to think twice about it, then maybe that single life is not out of your system yet. And at that point, I think you should kind of like maybe fall back and not be selfish, because the other person may be ready and you may not be ready. And you heard the saying, hurt people. But a lot of times you may not really want to hurt the person. You may not even realize the damage that you're doing. But at any point when or if you're not ready, and you can acknowledge that and you know that, then yeah, you should definitely maybe take a step back, because you don't want the other person to end up hurt, and then they're gonna go hurt someone and then start a vicious cycle with that person, and then it just goes on and on and on and on, like Erica Badu. All right. Let's see what A Baddie has to say. You have to be comfortable with yourself before you get into a real relationship. So A Baddie, what do you consider three things that makes a relationship real? All right. Give me three things that you feel makes a relationship real. All right. I think a relationship is real when you have formed a great foundation. A relationship is real when y'all are ready to live together. When y'all are ready to live together, and a relationship is real when you start talking about marriage and being together for a lifetime. Those three things definitely make relationships real in my eyes. I don't think, and also I got to give a shout out to making sure that you're able to bounce back from a bad argument. You have to be able to take those bad arguments, those rainy days, and take them on the chin, and wake up the next day and be able to reconcile your differences and get back on the right track. You don't need to let those that ill will that you may have for your partner. You don't want to let those feelings fester. You don't want to let them linger. They don't really they don't do us any good. They don't do us any good. A Baddie said, see the future, be able to see a future with that person. Absolutely. That is very, very important. What up, everybody here on the IG? Hopefully, y'all feeling good. All right, welcome to the stream. All right. I just put the link up. Anybody want to jump in, jump on the camera, jump on the stream, co-host the show with me tonight? Feel free. Get into the conversation. All right. Make sure your microphone is looking good. Making sure your camera's looking nice. And make sure you're ready to get into this good conversation. Come in with some good questions, some good ideas, some good answers. All right. Let's have a good conversation tonight. Get into the topic. All right. Let me bring the topic back up. Let me bring the topic up. All right. The phases of dating, the phases of relationships. All right. It's a 2-for-1. All right. So yeah, everybody that's watching right now, name three things that you feel make a relationship real. All right. Get into the conversation with me. Tell me three things that you feel makes a relationship real. I will put your answers up on the screen and I will answer them. I will elaborate on them. We can discuss them. If you want to jump onto the stream with me and discuss them with me, you can also feel free to do that. All right. But yeah, friendship, then you have to get to that point where y'all comfortable living together. And when you're living with somebody, obviously you're gonna have some ups and downs. You're gonna have some arguments. You're gonna have some disagreements. You're gonna have some nights where you laying in the bed and she got her back turned to you. You got your back turned to her, and y'all all pissed off. Y'all all angry. I've been there. Lord knows I've been there, and I'm happy I was able to fight out of it. But I was only able to fight out of it when I was with the right person. Some people I wasn't able to fight out of it because sometimes when you know that it comes to a certain point where you have to put your foot down. At a certain point, you have to put your foot down. You cannot always, let me tell y'all, you cannot always be the bigger person. You can't always be the bigger person. Sometimes you have to put your foot down and say, look, I done met you halfway so many times, too many times. It's time for me to put my foot down and allow you to come to me, and we can find some type of reconciliation. But if you're always the bigger person, you're actually you might be creating a bigger problem for yourself than you think. All right. We got somebody knocking on the door. All right, come and knock on. Badgurl Sniper is in the building. All right, we're gonna bring Badgurl to the stream. Okay, let's bring in
How's it
Badgurl.
going?
What up, Badgurl? How you doing? Welcome to the stream.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right, hold on. Let
Absolutely.
me bring up Ashley Larry's comment. Unfortunately and fortunately, discussing financial decisions, serious financial decisions with your other is a stepping stone to a serious relationship. Yes. Unfortunately is the right word. Because when you start to bring money into it, it can get real convoluted. But in the world that we live in, I agree with you 100%, Ashley Larry. You have to have that conversation, because if not, you're going to have a tangled a web weaved at the end of that relationship if it's ever to come to an end. So yeah, you definitely have to think about those things going in. Do you want children? How many children do you want? Where do you want to live? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to own? Do you want to rent? What state you want to live in? All of these things have to come into play when you're talking about having a real relationship, because that's adult life. That's the adult side of relationships. It's not just hanging out every weekend and going out to dinner and looking cute and having a good time on Saturday night. It's about those other things too, and all those good times on Saturday night get thrown out the window if you don't have those other discussions, because that's only gonna float your boat but for so long. Float your boat. All right, so Badgurl Sniper,
Yes.
3 things that you feel constitute a real relationship. 3 things that you feel constitute a real relationship.
Well, I think one of the most important ones is having a great friendship and also a great love. So you can be great friends and great lovers together. And then also learning to compromise and be open-minded and take interest in the things that they like. A lot of people think that opposites attract, but I don't know if I always agree with that.
Everybody in the chat, do y'all feel like opposites attract? Do I feel like opposites attract?
I feel like maybe for short term, it might attract you to somebody, but
yeah, I think it's short term. I think opposites attract, but can the attraction last?
Right. Peas in a pod are more likely to have a relationship.
Right.
Partly because we're all egomaniacs at heart, so we feel reassured by the presence of people who think and behave like us.
Right. Because, okay, let me think of it. Let me really think about it. For me, I feel like, all right, we got a Baddie in the background about to knock on the door. All right, let me just answer this question before I bring you in. I feel like opposites can attract. Yes, opposites do attract. Opposites can attract. But when you're talking about long term, you're going to have more things in common than you have opposite.
Yes.
Because those days are going to start. Everything can't be exciting and fun. You got to be able to find solace and peace and joy and happiness and pleasure in those nice, boring days. That you got to be able to make your boring, quiet days just as fun and as fulfilling as the days when you're out on vacation, taking pictures, going to dinners, going shopping. Yeah, those days are great too, but those days are not going to be as abundant as the ones that are quiet and you just sitting in the house doing nothing, eating food, watching TV, talking, whatever that you may be doing, you know. All right. So let me bring up Ashley Larry's comment. To an extent, I feel they do. Look at all these so-called good women looking for the bad boy. We discussed this on another show. Yeah, but how long do those relationships with the bad boy last? That's the yeah, you're right. They do attract, but how long do they last? And
They
that's the
don't
question.
usually last long, and if they
Yeah.
do, it's not usually good.
What up, Honest Deshaun over here on the IG? What's going on, my brother? What's going on? We streaming live on the YouTube if you're going to come on over and jump into the conversation. All right, now it's time to bring in a Baddie's coming into the building. All right, let's bring a Baddie in.
Yay.
What up, a Baddie?
What's up, winners?
How you
Yes.
doing? How you doing tonight? What up, Josh? What up, Josh? What's going on, my brother? Welcome to the stream. What's going on? All right, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're feeling good. All right, a Baddie. Hope you got some good questions for me, and
Well,
I hope you're ready to answer this question. All right, give me three things that you feel constitute a great, real relationship. What's the top three things?
I mean, if you see a future with them, is number one.
All right, Jersey Devil's in the building. What up, Jersey Devil? All right. What's going on? All right, hey, Baddie, go ahead.
So number one has to be, like I said. Number two is probably, you said three?
Yeah, what was your first one?
Seeing a future.
Okay, being able to see a future with a person.
Mhm.
Okay.
Just being able to be in a rut with somebody.
Being able to be in a rut stable is what makes a relationship real.
Like basically when things get hard, you don't run.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
with you. All right, we back on track.
And then number three is probably great communication, because that has to be up there 100%.
Okay. Great
But
communication.
I would like to respond to Ashley Larry about the whole bad boy thing.
All right.
The reason why, at least for me, why I've always been attracted to bad boys is because a female, Carrie's staring at me like, what?
What up, BX the great one with your Rudy Poo candy ass and with the broken neck? Inside joke, y'all. Inside joke. All right, go ahead, a Baddie.
Is because females don't want to hear yes, and I feel like nice guys generally are yes men.
Okay.
So if I sit here and I'm like, I want da, and then the person that I'm with is like, okay, and then the next day I'm like, oh, I want this. I'm just gonna keep.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
All right. So those are the three things that you feel like, okay, so you said great communication, being able to see a future with that person, and being able to stand those rainy days.
Yeah, basically.
All right. What up? Remember when Hev called that man fuck son? What up, bro? Welcome to the stream, my man Jason. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm used to calling you fuck son, but Phoenix Sun is in the building. What's going on, bro? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. All right. So tonight we start off with a good question. We asking everybody in the chat, everybody live on the stream with me, what are the three top things in your estimation of what makes a relationship real? For myself, I don't think. Okay, let me ask y'all. What up, Dark Truth is in the building. My main man, Dark Truth, is in the building. He said, "I don't consider myself to be a bad guy, but I'll tell you hell no in a minute."
Thing is, women tend to like test the boundaries, you know.
Dark Truth, I'm with you 100%. I'm a nice guy, a good man, but I will tell you no in a minute. So Dark Truth and Phoenix Sun, top three things in any really good relationship. All right, that's the question for the chat. So now for Badgurl and a Baddie, the question that I have for you is, when you were dating, what were some of the biggest challenges? What's some of the biggest challenges of dating?
Lack of independence, I'll say.
Explain.
Like, for example, right? Let's just say I wanted to go work out, right?
Jersey's in the build. What up, Jersey? Come on into the stream, girl.
Knock knock.
All you gotta do is knock on the door. All right, go ahead.
Basically,
Independence.
my ex, essentially, right? He like he wanted to do everything together. And
See yourself into the camera. There you go. All right, there we go. All right.
he was very much like, let's do everything together. And then it kind of like pushed me away because I was like, I wasn't able to like have that time for myself to like really just ground myself and just bounce back into the relationship. Like, I'm with you 100% because he was right there 24/7.
Okay. So the challenge that you found with him is he was a little bit too clingy.
Yeah. So that's a great word. Yeah.
All right. So how much clingy do you like? Do you want a man to be completely nonchalant, or do you want him to be? From 1 to 10, fellas? I want y'all to listen to this because I'm gonna ask you the same question, Badgurl. From 1 to 10, how clingy do you want your man to be? Because do you want him to be like, I don't care if I see you or not? I don't think no woman wants that.
No.
But then it's like, oh, babe, I want to see you every day. I don't think no woman really deep down wants that either. So what's the clingy meter? Where does it fall for you? From 1 to 10, where does the clingy meter fall?
1 being not at all.
I don't care if I see you for a month, but you still my lady though. You still my lady, but I don't care if I see you for a month.
Like a 7 or an 8.
A 7 or an 8?
Yeah. Thing is,
all right, hold on. It's 7 days in a week. So a 7 or 8 is how much to you out of those 7 days?
Like
5 days?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 days a week out of 7, you cool.
Yeah.
That's the right amount for you. All right, everybody in the chat, what is your clingy meter? What's the clingy meter? All right, 1 to 10, 7 days a week. We just established. Baddie said a 7 or an 8, so that's about 5 days out of the week. All right, Badgurl, what's your clingy meter?
When I'm with somebody, I like to spend time with them, and I like the affection and all that good stuff. But I would say like an 8.
An 8? So yeah. 5 days a week for you also.
Yeah, but I'm willing to do a little more if the mood is right.
Oh, so you don't have no clingy ceiling.
Well, I guess it depends on what stage of the relationship you're in too.
This is the dating stage.
Dating stage? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is your boyfriend. Y'all dating.
Y'all in a relationship. Probably 5 out of 7.
5 out of 10. Or 5 out of 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, give me a chance to miss you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My man Dark Truth said, "Good Lord." Dark Truth, what's your clingy meter, bro? What's your meter? For me, let me see. Okay, 7 or 8 is 5 days a week. Wait a minute, before I answer. So what 5 days are these? Are they the weekdays or the weekend? Like, what are the 5 days?
Probably like Wednesday through Sunday.
Wednesday through Sunday. All right. What about you, Badgurl? If you had to pick the 5 days out of the 7, what would be the days? Would it definitely include the weekend?
Yeah, it definitely would include the weekend.
All right. Dark Truth, what about you, my brother?
I just want to clarify. This isn't like our clingy meter, like how clingy we are or how much we want to see them, right? It's how much we're okay with them wanting to see us, correct?
No, it's how much you want to see them. How much time do you want to spend with them? It has nothing to do with the other person. This question has nothing to do with the other person. It's how much time are you willing to spend with your significant other? 1 to 10, and 7 is about 5 days. 7 or 8 is about 5 days a week. So if you go to 8 or 9, you talking about the damn near the whole week.
No.
So
yeah, I'm gonna stick with my answer then.
All right, so 5 days out of the week.
Yeah.
Hey, Baddie said 5 days out of the week.
Great answer. Good answer.
And we talking about from Wednesday to Sunday. So you want 5 days straight. You don't need no breaks in between.
Probably Tuesday to Saturday.
Tuesday to Saturday. All right, cool. Me, I would have to go. I think I would have to go about a 5 or a 6. I think
is that like 4 days?
If 3 to 4 days straight.
Oh,
3 to 4
straight?
days straight. 3 to 4 days straight. I can do. If we talking about 5 days, I'm gonna need a break somewhere in between.
Yeah, not 5 days straight, but
yeah, for me, 3 days straight, 4 days straight, I could rock with it. So let's say from Friday to Monday, I'm good. That's like that's my limit right there. If we talking about we around each other 24/7 nonstop for those 4 days straight, yeah, 4 days that's my limit. After that, I'm gonna need some time to myself. And it's not because I don't love you or like you or enjoy your company, but I'm just a person of solitude and I need to recharge. I need to come back into my shell, recharge, and then I'll come back out, because eventually when I'm with someone, I pour so much into that person that I need a little bit of time to recharge. I don't really look for the other person to entertain me. I kind of take on the responsibility of making sure that we have something to do. All those 4 days, I'm making sure we have something fun to do, something interesting, something, you know. And after those 4 days, yeah, I need some time to recharge. I ain't gonna lie. And it doesn't mean I don't love you or like being around you. It's just me personally, Tovi, I need some time to recharge after that. It's just how I am. I've always been that way. And it shouldn't be taken personal. Just like my man Dark Truth just said, when they said 5 days, he said, good Lord. You know, so I'm assuming he like, yo, that's a lot. Hold up. UNITY. What up, Queen Latifah? Hit him, Hev. Oh, Hev ain't here. What up, Queen Latifah? Welcome to the stream. Come on over to the YouTube. We back, baby. All right, we need the Queen Latifah. UNITY. Unity. Come on over. We streaming right now on YouTube. So come join the conversation. Tonight we talking relationships. So I'm pretty sure you would love to jump in and we would love to. Actually, if you come to the YouTube now, instead of being in the comment section between me and you, you can jump onto the show. That's just between me and you, though. All right. Let's see what my man Phoenix Sun said. Why these two have bad in their name and Tovi is little fat and mushy? Well, we got Badgurl and a Baddie, and yeah, I would much rather be little fat and mushy than bad. I'm a good man, and I'm a little fat mushy man. The mushy man, I love it. Phoenix Sun, what about you, my brother? What's your clingy meter? All right, what's your clingy meter? Everybody in the chat, what's your clingy meter? All right, from 1 to 10, 7 being 5 days a week. All right, hold on. Let me see what my man Dark Truth has to say. I don't want to come off as a contrarian, but my clingy meter.
What is that, like 1 day a week? 1 day a week? Maybe 2. Maybe.
My man's out here telling the Dark Truth, y'all.
If she's lucky, 2 days a week, I don't know.
My man Dark Truth said he got about 2 days for you, and that's it. Then he got to get back to his solitude, you know. Now let's flip the question. All right. Have you ever been with someone? Well, obviously, a Baddie already said that. So, Badgurl, this question is for you. Have you ever been with someone who wanted to be around you too much? That was too clingy. Like, all right, hold up. Either in person or just even online. They always want to talk to you. They always on the phone with you. They want to FaceTime you. They messaging you. have you ever had someone that was a little bit too over assertive, too clingy, too possessive, whatever adjective you want to use? Have you ever experienced that, bad girl?
Yes, absolutely. I have
And
online.
how did you deal with it? Did you have a conversation with the person, or did you just fade into the background?
I deleted him.
Wow.
But it was the guy I was talking to you guys all about the other day. So you know why I did, but that was the situation.
Oh man, don't be clapping it up for delete. I mean, for just deleting somebody. And
No.
right.
No, Toby, remember the story I was telling you the other day about that guy online who was like possessive over me?
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
That's who I'm referring.
Okay, all right. Clap it up. We gotta clap that up. Hold on. Where's the?
So yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, we gotta clap it up. All right. Let's see what my man Phoenix on. For me, as an introvert, it's a 4 days at most. Weekdays for work, but we'll communicate as needed. Yeah, I rock with you right there. 4 days straight for me. Yeah, that's just about my okay. I'm good. Now I just need a little time to myself. And then when you see me again, you're gonna get that same level of energy from me once again. So it's like it's good that you give me those 3 days to myself because you're gonna get a reinvigorated, energized Toby when we see each other again. So I think that's a perfect balance for me, especially he said a very key word right there, an introverted person. For those of you who are not introverted, you might not understand. But for introverted people, we need our time to ourselves. And I don't would you consider yourself to be an introverted person, Baddie? No, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't consider you to be an introverted person either. So, but what do you understand about introverts? Have you ever dealt with an introvert? And if you did you know that you were dealing with an introvert? And how did you try to mesh with that person, you being an extrovert and him being an introvert? How did you
I think it
was it successful and how did you do it?
I think it balances me out, to be honest, because I'm very much like go with the flow. Very much like an orange type of personality where I just go in and I'm like, yeah, woohoo, yippee. But then like I need the other person to not be that way because we're gonna clash at some point. So
okay. So okay, now I'm gonna ask you, Badgurl, the flip side of that. Have you ever been with someone who was an extrovert and they was just too much for you? And how did it affect you?
I've had friends that were very extroverted. And if I didn't like manage my time with them, it would really stress me out. Okay. Not because they were doing anything wrong, just simply because, like you said, we need that downtime. And when you're with somebody a lot who's extroverted, this was back in high school, so I saw them every day, then you can get overwhelmed and it starts to not be fun to hang out with them.
Right.
Especially when they're an extrovert that doesn't know how to read the room. Like some extroverts are really good at reading the room, and I feel like they can kind of, relax a little bit, and then it's okay, and it's not such a overstimulating issue. But then you have some that are just way, wild. And, yeah. So
Ashley Larry said, in other words, that means opposites attract. Yeah. Well, I agree with you, Ashley Larry. Opposites do attract, but how long do they stay connected?
Right.
That's we get right back to the same point. I believe opposites do attract, but how long do they stay connected? What about you, Baddie? Do you feel like opposites attract?
100%. Like I said, balance.
How long do you feel like they can stay connected? Do you feel like it's easier to be with someone who's similar to you or easier to be with someone who's opposite?
No, because
no to which one?
No to I can't be with someone that's the same as me.
Okay.
To be honest. Because when I walk into a room, right, like obviously, like I have to read the room, figure out what the vibe is. Like I'm not gonna go into a funeral home and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Okay, I would hope not.
Yeah, no, but like I can go into like a party and just have a good time, and I need my partner to like have a good time as well, but kind of just be more conservative.
Okay. Me personally, I can't be with an extroverted person. I don't like people. I don't like when a person is loud. I don't like when a person talks too much. I don't like talking on the phone very much. I don't like being in crowds. So if those are the things that, and I would believe that those are some of the things that a lot of extroverted people might want to get up and dance. I'm not dancing. Not doing that. I don't really want to meet your friends too much. I might meet them one at a time, but you cannot push me into a crowd of your friends and just say, "Hey, go mingle, Tovi." You're gonna look around and be like, "Where did Tovi go?" And I'll probably be nowhere to be found. I'll be home. Tovi, where you at? Home. But but yeah, for me, I'm a homebody. So I need someone who is similar to me, because if you're an extrovert, eventually you're like, come on, let's go out, let's go do this. And don't get me wrong, I love to go out and do certain things, but I'm not a spare of the moment type person. I need to know ahead of time so I can prepare my energy for what we're going to do. But if it's just like you wake up in the morning and say, hey, they having a festival, let's go.
No.
Is it going to be there next week? Is the festival going to be there next week? Because if so, we could go next weekend, but not so much, maybe not tonight, or maybe not today. All right. So we were talking about phases of dating. So all right, once you get past the friendship phase and you go into, okay, now we're dating. All right, now here's a good question. Here's a great question. Once you go into the dating phase, how long should you wait until you start talking about, it's time to jump up and get up in this bed and do something? How long?
When it's comfortable. I don't think there should be a time limit. I think it just.
So what if it was comfortable that night?
That night.
Then we're getting
All right.
down that night.
Hey, Baddie said that night. Okay. She said it would be that night if she comfortable that night. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. No woman should feel as if they should be ashamed or looked down upon or frowned upon or looked at any kind of way differently if they decide to do what they want to do with someone that they're attracted to. Because at the end of the day, they are going to be the ones that are going to have to suffer the repercussions or reap the rewards. You might sleep with that man that night and he might go on to be your husband and y'all live happily ever after. Or he might get up in the morning and you might never see him again. But at the end of the day, it's your choice, it's your body, it's your decision. And I don't see a lot of people like, that's being a hoe, or I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that. If you've grown and you feel like that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I've never had a problem with a woman saying that to me. I respect the honesty. So now y'all both said if the feeling was right that night, then it would be that night. All right, so now let's flip it. How long have you made someone wait, or how long have you waited? Let me not say made someone wait, but how long have you waited with someone that you were dating before you became sexually active or intimate with them?
I would say when I was younger, I had a whole time limit mindset, right? It was like, after we get past this date, then we're doing this.
Oh, so you had like on a schedule.
I did. Yeah. I had to make sure. But the only reason why is because I had guy best friends growing up, and like I understood what the guy was after. So I'm like, if he's after this and he can wait, then he wants to be with me for me, not to just get my pants.
All
so
right,
I would say probably like 3 months.
Okay, 3 months. 90-day, the 90-day rule. Don't they have a 90-day rule? All right, Badgurl. Same question for you.
For me, so with him, we were friends for like 6 or 7 years, I think, before we started getting like being into each other.
All right.
And once we got to that level, then it was probably like 3 weeks. I don't know. He came to my house when he was driving to California, and I held back when he was here.
So you didn't go out on the first night.
No. And then
all right, shout out to not going out on the first night, y'all.
Yeah.
Chastity.
And then I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, he flew me to California, and yeah.
Okay. And then you know, it was the magic hour. All right. So all right. So let me ask you this. As young ladies, and I'm gonna answer this question. Wait, hold on. Let me answer my own question. Me personally, I feel like when the feeling is right, you should do it. But I do believe that there's a different onus when it comes to being a man. Because most men feel like the feeling is right as soon as y'all behind closed doors. Most men are starting to feeling like, okay, the feeling might be right. But as a man, I think that you have to make sure that, number one, this is something that she really wants to do, and you're not persuading her or trying to encourage her to do something like, come on, do it. Come on, just try. If you got to go into that type of conversation with her, don't do it. Because now you're trying to convince her. And if you have to convince somebody to do something, that means deep down they don't really want to do it. And I think it's better to just side on the, just be cautious, you know. Just take that into mind.
No means no.
Right, but see, sometimes it's not a direct no. Sometimes you gotta, like you said, read the room. And as a man, you could read the room, and you also have to read the woman. And if you feel she's being a little hesitant, chill out, relax. As hard as it may be, figuratively.
Oh my gosh.
And actually, how hard it may be, you gotta fall back. Because you do not, the last thing you want a woman to feel is some type of regret after she slept with you. It's hard to come back from that type of regret. Let's see what Jersey Devil had to say. What up, Harlem in the building? All right, Jersey said, is that always the case? Opposites attract? Why can't similars attract? I agree. I feel more comfortable. I feel like, for me, similar, for me, I much rather similar attract than opposite. Because I am very picky and very finicky. And if you are too opposite of me, yeah, I don't think it's going to work. Because I'm quiet. If you loud, yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work for me. I like my woman to be quiet. Not like, be quiet, woman. Not like that. I mean, I like for her to be soft-spoken and quiet. And I like for her to talk to me. But when she's talking to me, I don't need everybody around us to hear what we're talking about. All right, let's see what Ashley Larry had to say. But what happens when she tries it and loves it? Legs get to shaking and your name is top billing. Okay, so now Ashley brings up a great point, and I'm happy he asked this question. How long, everybody in the chat, Badgurl and Baddie in the building with me, how long can great sex sustain a bad relationship? All right. How long can great sex? I'm talking about great sex. The best. I want you to think of the best sex you ever had. How long, whatever's in your mind right now, how long could that sex keep you connected to that man, even if the relationship isn't what you want it to be? How long can the great sex hold y'all together?
To be honest, forever.
See, this is the Baddie I've been asking for.
I told you I was gonna come.
Baddie, you in the building now. This is the Baddie that I've been waiting to come on to the show. Welcome to the show, Baddie. Welcome to the show. Baddie says, screw that. It could keep her forever. Phoenix Sun said years. My man Dark. Oh, hold on. I'm bringing all the answers up to the screen. Then we're gonna get to Badgurl. Phoenix Sun said years. Dark True said not long for me.
Was it great?
Exactly what A Baddie said. Ashley said it could keep him forever. Now A Baddie sounds clingy. LOL. So, Daddy, what you doing tonight?
I mean, it's right.
You free this weekend? I could come over around like 12. All right. Repeat the question. All right, Jersey Devil. The question is, how long can great sex maintain a bad relationship? I want you to think of the best sex you ever had. All right, lock it in. And then I want you to think, how long could that sex, the greatest, keep you connected to that man, even if the relationship is not where it needs to be? All right. Bad girl. Jersey Devil said, oh, just about that night. All right, bad girl. Same question to you. How long can great sex keep you connected in a bad relationship?
I would say not long, because even though the relationship was still ongoing, there wasn't a connection anymore. So it was very empty. And it made me more sad after sex, because I could just feel that he wasn't present. He wasn't there with me emotionally anymore. And so, yes, it still went on because I was trying to hold on to it, but it wasn't good enough to want to keep dealing with it, because it just became sad and depressing.
All right. So Jersey Devil just said a great relationship will make mediocre sex amazing. I disagree with that. I don't agree with that. As a man, nah, I don't agree with that one.
As a female, I say nah.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one. A great relationship will make mediocre sex amazing.
I get it though.
Nah, I don't think it. No. I agree with her to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I think it can make mediocre sex good, but I don't think it can make it amazing. Nah, because mediocre to amazing is like a 2 to a 9. Because mediocre is like a 3. So amazing is like a 9 or a 10. I don't think no matter how good the relationship is, I don't think it could take the strictly physical sexual act and take it from a 3 to a 9. Nah, not for me. If it can for you, Jersey, God bless you. You must have some. It must be that you got that special love that brings out the best in a man's loins.
I think she's coming from like a very emotional perspective, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about just great sex. I didn't say making love or intimacy. I said great sex. I'm talking about strictly the act of sex. Great sex can be an ignition to a great relationship. On the other hand, if the relationship is bad, that's doomed from the beginning. If the relationship is bad, the sex is doomed from the beginning. Is that what you're saying, Ashley Larry? Am I getting that right? Wait a minute, let me read that again. On the other hand, if the relationship is bad, the sex is doomed from the beginning.
Nah.
I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you. I've seen a lot of women hold on to bad men because of good sex.
Yep. Think about it. They freaking scratch the key on the door and like burn.
Yeah, I done seen a lot of women, good and bad women, hold on to the wrong man for way too long because the sex was good. I've seen it. I've had women tell me this in confidence, and yeah, the sex. I think this for a woman, that sex can be so strong, especially sex does not affect a young man the way it affects a young woman. That's why as women get older, a man cannot maintain a woman just with sex. because she's already experienced it. She's probably past, if she's 35, 40 years old, she done had probably every sexual experience that you're going to be able to give her. You know? So, but if you come across a woman who's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, at that point, I would hope that she hasn't experienced every sexual thing that you could, a older man or a man could offer her. So I think it would be easier to pull that woman closer to you sexually than it is with a older or more mature woman. So that's why I think that if we're talking about when a man is dealing with a woman who's younger, all right, you said give you a minute.
No, my dog is doing some dumb shit. So.
Okay. Just let me know when you're ready to come back. I think once a man is involved with a woman and he's involved with her at a young age, I think it might be a lot more difficult for that woman to be able to get out of that web of intimacy and sex. It's a lot easier for a woman who's older because she's more experienced, and it may be good to her, it may be great to her, but I don't think it's going to be something new. I think it's something that she's already experienced. All right, let's bring Jersey Devil comment in. Every sexual experience by 35. What women are these? Wait a minute. At 35 years, I mean, how many different experiences are we? I mean, it's only but so many things you could do. How many? Okay, hold on. Jersey Devil, let me ask you a question. Everybody in the chat, y'all can chime in. How many sexual experiences, I mean, how many different sexual things do you feel like you could do? To me, let me really think about it. I don't think it can't be no more than about, for me, in my mind, in my sexual mind, I don't think it could be no more than about 20. Phoenix says feet don't count. So I don't do no feet play.
Oh my gosh, no.
I don't do no feet play. I ain't sucking on no toes and none of that. I ain't doing that.
Oh gosh.
That is not my thing, and it will never be my thing. At 46 years old, that is one thing I'm not going to start to try to explore now. If I didn't explore it then. Ashley said, how long is the show tonight? Wait a minute. So, Jersey, hold on. So you don't think a woman by 35 has experienced like at least 85%, 90% of of sexual, sexual experience? Like, how many different sexual experiences can you? Yeah, I don't mess around. I'm not messing around with no feet. I don't play those type of games. Ashley Larry said, how long is tonight's show? Yeah, 35. All right, we gonna bring a Baddie back in. All right, she had to go tend to the. All right.
He was biting on something, and I'm like, what the?
Yeah, you gotta go check on him. I don't have him over there. All right, my Scorpio brother over here on the IG. What's going on, bro? All right, so Badgurl, in your imagination, in your mind, in your womanly point of view, how many different sexual experiences can a person have? Like, what's your limit? Like, I can't think. Like, me personally, I can't think of no more than about 20 things you could do sexually, unless we starting to get into like perversion.
Like
but I'm
kinks.
talking about, huh?
Like kinks. Yeah.
I'm not talking about perverse. I'm talking about, on the normal repertoire of things that people usually do sexually. I can't think of really no more, and I'm being generous with 20 because I know some freaky motherfuckers out here. But for me, it's like I can't even think. To be honest, I can't even really think of 10 different things. Like it all.
When you said 20, I was like,
yeah, it's like, but see, I'm trying to give it a broad spectrum because it's a lot of people out here that's doing. What's my kink? What is your kink meter? Okay, all right, here we go. That's the next question for us. My man Dog True came in with a heater, y'all. All right, we already went through the clingy meter. We're gonna go to the kinky meter. From 1 to 10, kinky. I mean, 10 is the kinkiest. We talking about
Like 50 Shades of Grey?
We talking about orgies. 10 is
Oh
10
my
is
God.
10 is the for me, the kinkiest thing a man and woman can do separately or together is engage in some type of orgy. To me, that is the ceiling. Does anybody disagree with that? Or is it
No.
something above you and your partner being completely naked, having sex with a whole bunch of people at one time? To me, that is it ain't no more kinky than that. That's the ceiling for me. And I'm a man, and I'm a 46-year-old man, and that's the ceiling for me. And I would even never do that. All right. Oh, my man, I ain't calling no grown ass man Peaches. What up? Peaches in the building. What's going on, bro? All right, so we're gonna we keep going to A Baddie first. We're gonna go to Badgurl first. All right. Badgurl, from a scale of 1 to 10, orgy being 10 of the kink. That's the kinkiest. All right. What is your kink meter? We're not just talking about what you have done. We're talking about imagination, things that you would like to do. My man P said his kink meter is a 9, so he a freak, super freak, Rick James. Phoenix Sun said he gonna lurk for a second. All right, no problem, bro. We here, and the conversation is really just getting good now. All right, Badgurl, your kink meter, orgies being number 10. That's the ceiling.
I would say.
What is your limit where you like, look, I'll do this, but I'm not doing that? You're gonna have to find another woman before we get into that.
I don't know how to say my meter because I don't know what your average person will think of.
No, it's not about what other people think. It's just you. This is all you. They don't have nothing to do with what nobody else thinks.
Things.
It's all you. Because to me, orgy is way too high for me. I would never do that. But we all know that there are people who do that. So that's why I'm saying orgy is 10.
So if orgy is 10, then is swingers 9?
Yes.
Okay.
So what would be 5? Like
5 to me. I can't. I know what it is to me. I'm going to answer the question for myself. I'm not going to answer the question for you.
I would say we'll go 3 or 4. I like to have fun, but I'm not gonna like the booty. That's no.
I'm laughing at my man Peaches. He said, I know he meant to put involve, but he said, as long as it don't evolve my booty.
Evolve.
The booty evolution. Peach, don't get your booty evolved. Oh my God, that is not a good typo. Okay, Badgurl, you said 3 or 4. Or did you say 4 or 5? I know I heard 4.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say.
You're struggling, girl.
So the booty is off limits aside from spanking, but that's about as far as I'm gonna go for that.
Okay. All right.
So 4, 3 or 4.
Okay, so Badgurl says she's keeping it real simple. Don't come up in the bedroom with no kinky shit. Badgurl won't make love. She ain't getting kinky. All right, A Baddie, scale to 1 to 10. Orgy being 10. 6. All right, so 6 is what is that realm for you? Actually, wait a minute, Badgurl. So a 4 is what realm for you? And then same question to you, because 6 could be something different to A Baddie than it is to me. So I'm trying to understand, if orgy is 10, what is 6?
So I would say,
and what is 4?
For me, I'm willing to try new things that I haven't, aside from the one, and then anything involving multiple people. I'm not gonna do that.
All right, so ain't gonna be no booty games being played, and ain't gonna be no multiple partners. All right, so What is 4 for you? 4 is your ceiling, and what is that ceiling for you? You don't have to get graphic with it, but what is your ceiling?
What do you mean?
What's your limit? All right, I'll go to this point,
Oh,
but I'm not going past that point.
So yeah, I mean, I'm willing to try new things, but I'm not gonna do anything.
Well, what of his new things?
I'm not willing to try anything involving. I'm trying to be classy. This is really hard because I try to be conservative and classy with how I talk. I don't want to come off as trashy, okay? And you're making it difficult for me to not say this.
Wait. P said, my man P said he's disgusting. He said, wait, what? People have limits?
Yeah, I'm not down with the booty stuff, even if he is down with that. That's not going to happen.
Okay.
And anything with multiple partners is not ever going to happen.
Okay, so then anything else besides those 2 things you good with?
Nothing. As long as it's not like hurting me. I'm not into like the torture and the weird stuff like that. No.
All right, so 4 for you is kind of like freaky,
yes,
but not kinky.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, I got you. I gotta understand it. All right, hey Baddie, you said yours is a 6. So what is a 6 to you?
If it doesn't involve other people, I'm down.
As long as it doesn't involve other people, hey Baddie says she's comfortable with it. All right. For me, 1 to 10, orgy being 10, my kink meter, I would say mine is about a 5 and a 6 on the weekends.
Do explain.
Okay, a 5 for me is, first of all, okay, what we're not doing is I don't want involve no multiple partners. And as a man, there's certain things that I don't really feel comfortable. I don't think I would let a woman like tie me up, stuff like that. I don't think I would feel comfortable with that.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I have. Well, not tied up, but yeah, I've tried it. I've been not tied up like with ropes, but I was subdued. I couldn't do everything I wanted to do. So yeah, I've tried it. But 5 for me is like right in the middle. I'm not really too kinky. I'm more of into intimacy. I'm not a kinky person. 5 to me is bringing toys into the bedroom. That's about as kinky that's about as high as I'm gonna go. And 6 is we're gonna bring toys into the bedroom multiple nights in a row on the weekend. So yeah, that's about everything up to toys, but we're not getting into no multiple partners, and nothing is going to be inserted into me. That's it. Everything else, and no feet. I'm not sucking no toes and none of that stuff. I ain't with that either.
I honestly don't get the fascination about feet, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it's nothing. I'm comfortable enough to rub my woman's feet, but I'm not sucking no toes and all that. And I know it's men that do it, and they don't find nothing wrong with it. But for me, if I'm gonna do something to someone sexually, I have to get some type of pleasure in it, and also, and I don't fathom myself ever being able to get pleasure out of sucking a woman's feet.
So can I ask the females a question?
All right.
Does that even feel good to a female? Like getting your toes sucked? Like,
all right, fellas. I don't know. Peach, you said you disgusting, bro. So what has been your feedback? Have you ever done that? And if so, what was the feedback that you received from you sucking on her toes? Because you said you disgusting, and you also said,
wasn't he the one that said, is there a limit?
Oh my gosh.
You ain't never had yo Peach, hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Bro, I'm not disgusted like you, bro. I ain't that disgusting, bro. Nah, bro. Nah.
I don't understand that either. Why would you want to put your mouth there?
To me, it doesn't feel good, like at all. Like there's no stimulation or anything. Like it's just like
I've had a woman try to do that to me, and I could feel from what she was doing that it was gonna take me somewhere that I don't think I was gonna be able to come back from. So I said, "Yo, chill, we good, because I do not want to be strung out, and I don't want to bring my clingy meter up to a 10. Girl, what you doing tonight? Please let me come over." Just for 10 minutes, please. I said, nah, I feel like this is about to turn me into somebody that I'm not. So I said, nah, stop right there. Stop.
You said
you're
no.
You're not about to turn me out. No. I do the turning out. I don't get turned out. So nah. Peach, I had a woman try it, and yeah, it was just too much for me, bro. I'm be honest. I ask people very honest and personal questions, and I have no problem answering it myself. So yeah, I've had a woman try it with me, but I felt like, nah, this is taking me somewhere I wanted to go, but I felt like I might not be able to get back. I feel like I might be stranded if she did. He said that shit was amazing. Pete, you all disgusted.
I don't understand it either.
Pete said, nah, the feet is trash. So the feet thing didn't really work out for Peach. All right. Tove, you haven't experienced bliss until you have. Whoa. You almost got me, Ashley. You almost got me. All right. So, okay. So now we done went from the friendship phase to the dating phase. Now we done got to the sexual phase. All right. So we kind of explored the sexual phase. All right. So once the sex is good, or once the sex has plateaued and it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, it's consistently good. Oh, no, let me start off. It's consistently great. It's consistently good, or it's good enough for you. All right. So it's good enough for you. It's average and better. So we're going to go from average to great. That's where your sex is at. So now once you got to that point with a man, all right, at what point do you start thinking about, okay, y'all living together, engagement, and marriage? Because we going through each phase. We done went through friendship. We done went through dating. We done went through sex. Now let's get to the real grown folk conversation, because this is the conversation that a lot of men avoid and a lot of women are sometimes afraid to bring up because they feel like the man is going to run away and it's going to scare them away. So now let's get to that conversation. At what point, now y'all done got into your sexual relationship, y'all living together, when do you start thinking about, okay, if we not talking about marriage at this point, we might have to start thinking about going our separate ways? Because as a woman, I ain't got forever to wait, and I want to get married. All right, what up? Joanna's in the building. What's going on?
Hop in the stream. Okay. So I guess what's like the direct question?
The direct question is, after you've been dating,
yep,
and now you're living together,
yep,
at what point do you start talking about marriage, and what do you need to be prepared for marriage?
Well, I think you have to live with somebody to kind of see like their habits, because people show you what they want to show you, but like after you're living with them, you can't hide it for so long. But talk about it before you have sex. To be honest, a lot of times,
you should.
Yeah, but a lot of times that really doesn't happen.
Yeah, we should. We talking about Jersey. We talking about all age groups that's having sex. We're not just talking about adults. We talk about from the 14-year-olds out there having sex to the 55-year-olds, and that conversation is not being had across the board.
So I think you should know within a couple months, to be honest. If this
within a couple of months, you should know if it's time to start to talk about marriage.
Yeah.
After you live together for a couple of months, you should know. All right, I can see myself.
I want to, yes, because there are certain things that people do, myself included, that are, you know, not probably appealing to my partner or vice versa, but like, what can I live with? What can't I live with? You know, boundaries kind of have to be drawn at a certain point. And I feel like if you waste 2 years in a relationship living with somebody and it doesn't work out, now you don't waste the 2 years.
My man Phoenix Sun said, no romance without finance. Let's see that credit score before the bed. Phoenix Sun, let me tell you something, my brother. Ain't no woman ever seen my credit score. And trust me, way more women that see my bed than my credit score.
Yeah, that's not necessarily.
I don't think no woman ever see. Ain't no woman ever seen my credit score, but plenty of women have seen my bed. I get what you're saying, but
If
that is not. That's
conversation,
not happening in the real world. I don't think that's happening in the real world. You know, a 15, 16-year-old girl is not asking a man, yo, before we get this Henny, and before we, I gotta see. I don't think that is happening. But I do get where you're coming from. It is something that a woman and men, but mostly a woman for sure, because the man needs to be the provider. So you need to see where he's at financially. And the best way to see where a man is at financially is his credit score. You know, because the money can come and go. But if you see his credit score is on point, that at least shows that he has a history of being consistent with his finances. All right. Let's see. Sex is not a casual act to being engaged in haphazardly. Sex is not a cat. Yeah, you're right. But we talk about in the real world, though. In the real world, sex has become very casual, unfortunately. That's a serious act that has potential lifelong consequences. Absolutely. You need to go. You need to post that on every social media you could think of, because these young girls and boys is not thinking like that at all.
I know I wasn't.
Yeah, I know I wasn't. When I was young, no, I wasn't. I'm not even gonna sit here in front and lie. I was not thinking about none of that. I was thinking about not having no kids and all that. That's why I don't have any. So I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking about the lifelong. Well, no, I take that back. I was thinking about my lifelong consequences because I ain't want no kids.
But I mean, if you're engaging, you know, in that act, then obviously kids are an outcome.
Yeah. So. But okay, so Baddie, you said within a couple of months. So let's say 6 months of living together, you should know.
Yeah.
All right. What about you?
You should act on it, but you should at least know.
You should know. Okay. What about you, Badgurl Sniper?
Yeah, I would say at like 6 months you should know. Doesn't mean you necessarily have to right then, but also, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been in that position, so maybe with the right person it would feel differently, you know? But
wait a minute, with the right person would feel differently, as in you would be able to know even quicker?
It's possible, but I mean, I don't know.
All right.
Because I haven't experienced that. I mean, we lived together for a month, but then I, you know, had to come back home because I had responsibilities here. But even before we lived together, I felt like I wanted to be with him forever, and probably because he was my first. So there was all that emotional attachment. But I don't know. I'm not in that situation, so I don't feel like I can fairly say what I would choose or feel until I'm with that person and we decide together.
All right. For myself, I think that I would have to live with someone at least for a year. If I could live with you for a year and we're harmonious, I could see myself saying, all right, this is the person I want to spend my life with. Because for me, I am a creature of habit. And for me to change, you know, like y'all do, I don't know how many of y'all ever had to try to break a habit. But habits can be very, very hard to break. Lord, I want y'all to really think about if it's anybody out here that ever listens to this and y'all could break your habits with a snap of the finger, God bless you. But I'm telling you, habits can be very hard to break, especially if you've been in this habit for 30, 35 years. So for me for me to get married, I'm gonna have to break damn near a lifelong habit. I gotta change my life around. My whole world will be changed around for this person. So a year straight would be for me. If we could go through that year and be harmonious and everything is good, we still happy. I don't see anything start to decline. We're actually elevating. Then yeah, I could rock with it. But within that year, I'm going to be very critical of what I'm seeing because this is going to be a lifelong change. Because if I get married, I want it to be forever.
Right.
You know, I don't want to play no games. If I'm going to play games with it, then I might as well just stay single and just have a girlfriend and just play around. But when you're getting serious, you're talking about marriage. Yeah, it's like you gotta be ready. You gotta be for real and be because you don't want to go into you don't want to be like, oh yeah, I've had 3 husbands. That's not a good look. You don't want to be 40, 45 years old talking about I'm on my 3rd husband. You know, like it's great that you found these men to love you, but it also shows something ain't right. You know, something that went wrong in your past too.
Something's not clicking.
Right, and you didn't take time. You made 2 mistakes already. That's what it tells you, honestly. It means that you already made 2 mistakes. Now I'm your 3rd. So I'm your 3rd option. The 3rd husband is your 3rd option. I don't care what nobody say. He the 3rd option. My man Pete said, hold up now. This is a discussion right here. He said there are 0 upsides to marriage. Woo! Peach. You are trying to get the channel deleted. I cannot agree with that. I cannot say that there is 0 upside. I would say that there is an advantage for women in marriage. I will say that. And I have no problem saying that. There is an advantage for women in marriage. The man does end up on the short end of the stick if things go wrong. Do you agree with that, Baddie?
100%.
God bless you.
I see myself as being married.
Right.
I don't want anything less, you know. I think for the person that I'm with needs to understand that marriage is in the future, not saying now, in the future, and like there's just
okay. All right, we're gonna get into the conversation, Peach. I got you, bro. 6 months is too short for me. People don't like to admit how layered they actually are. But who I am, I speak. I'll never get legally married in this country. My man Dark Truth said he's never gonna get legally married. All right. Badgurl, what is the ups? I mean, do you feel like marriage favors men or women? Badgurl, you there?
Probably women. Yeah, I'm just thinking.
All right. So, how does it favor women over men, in your opinion?
I feel like there could be more repercussions for men. Usually you don't hear of women paying alimony. It's usually the ex-husbands that get, I don't know, tricked, it's the right word, but that end up having to pay alimony.
Right. All right. Peach
if
said
the marriage doesn't work out.
Right. So financially, it does put a man behind the 8 ball.
Yes.
I mean, custody with kids, you know,
if you've got kids involved.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right. So my man Peach said, give me one for us. One upside to marriage for a man. The upside to marriage for a man is the fact that this woman can come into your life and give you a family. That's the upside. And as men, as much as we love, okay, as much as men love sex, oh, I'm trying to get some, I want some tonight, I need some, I need it every night. But sex is actually an act to reproduce, to have children.
Help.
And that woman and your wife, without a wife, you do not have the correct family structure. So the upside is to have legacy, to have a real family, and for you to be able to raise your children with a mother and a father the correct way. So to me, that is definitely an upside for men when it comes to marriage. That's for sure. Joanna said, I don't agree. Phoenix Sun said, definitely it favors women. My man Ashley Larry said, overwhelmingly. We went from 1 degree to another. We went from definitely to overwhelmingly. All right. Joanna said, it favors no one, in my opinion. I can rock with you. Nah, I can't. It definitely favors. Oh, my goodness. It definitely favors, because when things go, it may not, I won't say it definitely favors when the marriage is intact, but when it falls apart, oh yeah, it definitely favors the woman, because the women have all the legal system sways in their direction 85% of the time. 85% of the time. So yeah, I would definitely
wrapped around their finger.
I definitely agree with Phoenix Sun and Ashley Larry. And I'm speaking from a financial and emotional aspect. Yeah, I agree with you, Ashley Larry. I agree with you. Let's see what Peach had to say. Marriage is a contract. Why would a man ever enter a contract where you lose half of your things if it's broken but rewards the other party? It's a good question. The day of marriage is considered the bride's day. She picks the majority of everything going on that day.
I mean, ladies, happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah. And that's just the beginning. But we weren't talking about that. Yeah, Joanna, we just said no, yeah. We were. He said, what are some of the upside? He said there's no upside for men in marriage. So in the marriage, yeah, because it's really not. I mean, besides making sure that you have a great, if you have a good woman and she's a good mother to your children, that's definitely an upside. So I can't say that there's no upside, but I definitely think it favors the women. I agree. I have to agree with that. I think it favors the women. I think it favors the women when the marriage is intact. And I also think it favors it definitely favors the women when the marriage falls apart. That's what I'll say. It doesn't favor women as much when the marriage is intact, but it definitely favors it when the marriage falls apart. And I think that women feel that men are afraid of commitment and marriage, but I think men are more afraid of divorce. Like men are afraid. Men are leery of marriage. They are definitely afraid of divorce. There's upsides. There's upside your head if you don't listen. Nah, hold on, Phoenix Sun. We not promoting. You talking about you gonna hit your wife upside her dome piece, bro? Come on, man. I know you ain't saying that. Come on. And please don't get my words twisted. I'm all about making a woman as happy as she can be. Well, I mean, this conversation is so divided, and that's why you see that marriage is starting to fall into the background in America. And as marriage falls into the background, so does the family structure. And that's why the world is heading in the direction that it's heading into. Honest, that's what I believe, Whether you believe in God or whatever creator you believe in, there is a structure, and that structure is for a reason. Joanna said, oh, okay. So now do you agree or disagree now that you understand exactly what we're talking about? Because you're a married woman. So do you have an advantage or no? All right. So let me ask you a question, Baddie. So now we've gotten to the point where we recognize it's time to get married. 6 months, y'all done live together. 6 months, it's time to get married.
Yep.
What's the number one thing? What would you be willing to sacrifice? What's the most important thing that you would be willing to sacrifice to keep your marriage alive? Because once you're ready to get married, Baddie, it comes with sacrifice. So what is the greatest thing that you would be willing to sacrifice to make sure that you keep your marriage and your husband happy? Because you can't have marriage without sacrifice. The man is going to sacrifice and you have to sacrifice. So I'm asking you, we know what the man has to sacrifice. Because very few men as a little boy say to themselves, I can't wait to grow up and get married. Not too many little boys are saying that. I think men feel like they're ready to get married when they meet the right woman. I think little girls is already thinking about marriage before they even know what a penis is.
Yeah, no. They already have their wedding dresses pulled out and everything.
Right. So what's the greatest thing that you would be willing to sacrifice to keep your marriage intact and happy and healthy for your husband? Because you got to sacrifice something.
I would say kids.
So you would be willing to sacrifice not having kids or having kids?
Not having kids.
Okay, so if your husband said, I don't want any children, you would be willing to say, I'm still going to marry you and I'm still going to be happy and we're good. I respect that. I respect your honesty and your transparency. And that is a huge, oh my God, that's a huge.
I want kids.
Right, but you would be willing to sacrifice that if he didn't. God bless you. Because I know a lot of women that would, if this was a bigger channel, Lord have mercy, they would be all on your Instagram right now. All right, Badgurl, same question to you. What would be the biggest, most important thing that you would be willing to sacrifice to keep your marriage intact and to keep your husband happy?
Moving away from my family.
Okay.
Because me and my family members are very close. But at the end of the day, I would choose my husband.
All right.
And if moving far away was best for not just him, but for us as a family, because I don't want kids anymore either. So me and him would be the family. So that would be really, really hard because I'm very close with my siblings. But I would do that if it was for the betterment of both of us.
Okay. Shout out. Two really great answers. You know, you sacrifice kids and sacrificing family. For some people that might be easy, but for most people that is very difficult. The greatest thing that I would be willing to sacrifice for my wife, well, at 46, I'm not having no kids, so let's take that off the table. Let's take that off the table right now. So, starting my life over, because for me, once I get married, I'm gonna have to literally start a whole new life. Like I'm gonna have to become the way that I am. For me to get married, I'd have to become a new person. So I would have to leave about 60% of the things that I've been used to doing for most of my life. What up, Carrie's in the building? What up, Kendra? Kenny? Inside joke, y'all. Y'all gotta come play Uno with us, and you'll get all the jokes. Yeah, I think the biggest sacrifice for me is I would be willing to start my whole life over. You know, I would have to start my whole life over, and I would be willing to eliminate about 60% of the things that I'm accustomed to doing to make sure that my wife is always happy, make sure that I'm doing my best and trying my best to make sure that I'm fulfilling my duties as a husband. And my duties is to make sure that I provide for her, make sure that I put her in the best position for her to flourish, succeed, and be happy and pour back into me. I got to make sure that she's good, so she's overflowing, so now she can pour back into me. All right, and then we go back and forth. So I know how I am, and I'm really, really stubborn and stuck in a lot of my ways. So for my wife, I would have to uproot myself, and I would have to change a lot of those things. I'm used to being in my own little room, my own little world by myself. I don't really like meeting people. I don't like talking to people. And she may say, Tovi, I need you to be a little bit more social. What up? Samantha's in the building. Welcome to the stream. She may want me to be a little bit more social. She may want me to be a little bit more family oriented. She may want me to be a little bit more, whatever it is. But I know that I've been raised as a single person. You know, I've grown into a grown-ass man at 46 years old, single. I've never been in a relationship longer than 2 years, 2.5 years in my life. So I'm a single man, and I've pretty much been a single man my whole life. So I would have to cut that side of me completely off. Completely. Because I can't jeopardize if I'm going to do it, I cannot jeopardize it for anything. So if she said, Tovi, get rid of your social media. I don't want you, okay, no problem. It's done. It's good. It's done. It's gone. All right, Tovi. Now, the only thing, I've had this issue in the past with a young lady that I was involved with. She's like, Tovi, I don't like you doing this show. And I was like, why not? And she's like, no, because it'd be girls on there watching you and this and that. I'm like, yo, you got to get over that. I'm not going to stop doing my show because I ain't doing nothing wrong. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm just talking to people. If they grow fond of me, if they interact with me, if they give me a compliment, so be it. Who cares? Who cares? Because at the end of the day, the person on the show that's giving me a compliment, I could be sleeping with somebody else that ain't never even watched the show. I could be with whoever I want because you cannot control what people going to do. They're going to do what they want to do behind your back if they want to do it. So you might as well just get over that right now. Just get over that now. Because people going to do what they want to do. So don't be insecure like that. Unless the person is giving you obvious clues and obvious hints and obvious, you see things going on where you like, hold up, what's going on? That's different. But if the person's not doing nothing but, and me and her broke up over that. Really, I was like, look, I'm not gonna stop doing the show. And then the pandemic hit, and then I stopped doing the show. I should have never.
Wow.
Oh well, I lost. but there are certain things now. Let's flip the question. What is something that you will not sacrifice for your husband? What's something about you like, look, this is staying. So you're going to have to live with this. What's something that you're not going to sacrifice for your husband? Because you also have to keep a part of yourself. All right. What up, Samantha? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. All right. Hey, Baddie, go ahead. What's something that you are not willing to sacrifice for your husband? And Kerry, I want you to answer the question too, bro. What's something that you would not sacrifice for your wife? Something that's like, look, you're going to have to love me for this because this is never going to change because this is who I am. This is what made you love me. So I can't change it because this is what makes me who I am. Hey, Baddie, ladies first. Something that you wouldn't change.
My personality.
All right. What? Your personality in general or personality traits?
I mean, my ability to just connect and just be open and be, who I am. Because that feeds me. You know what I mean? Like, that makes me feel good. So I don't think I'm willing to change the type of person I am. Or at least my values.
Samantha, thank you very much. And I agree with you. That was purely out of her insecurities. You should never have to compromise your purpose or calling. Absolutely. I agree with you. Actually, I'm going to star that comment because that was absolutely true. Samantha said the one thing that she would not sacrifice for her partner, her husband, is God. I'm going to also check that one too because those are two back-to-back great answers.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Joanna said she would not sacrifice her family. All right. And A Baddie says she's not going to sacrifice her personality, who she is,
Myself,
God,
essentially, yeah.
who she is, right? Her natural born self. Carrie, what about you? What's something that you would not sacrifice for? I ain't trying to break up no happy home.
Anime.
Don't say that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, A Baddie. That's not right. That's not right. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not right. Because you making it seem like he think cartoons is more important than you. Don't do that. That's not right. All right. We got to be fair here. Carrie.
All right, let me think.
Well, you gotta like you're talking now, so you have to be the one that's talking. So
all right, something that you wouldn't be willing to sacrifice, my brother.
My family.
God bless you. Absolutely. And you shouldn't. Now, when you say sacrifice, what do you mean? Like you would always need your family in your life?
Yes, because I lost somebody very important to me, and they're all I have left. So
okay. Now, I get your answer and I understand your answer, right? But now let's talk. I want to help you see something, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this family member that you're talking about younger or older than you?
Older.
Okay. So now if you're not willing to sacrifice that family member for your wife, what happens when as that family member and you both get older? Most likely the circle of life, that family member is going to be gone while your wife is still there with you. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just giving you some food for thought, because your wife is going to be with you, taking care of you to the end of it's supposedly, if we're going by the way it's supposed to be, your wife is going to be right there next to you as y'all grow old together. So when you laying in the bed and you can hardly get out the bed, you can't go to the bathroom or whatever, vice versa, y'all going to be there to help each other out. Now, do you believe that family member would be there the same way your wife would be? I don't want you don't have to answer it. I'm just giving you some food for thought. Because we might say, all right, I'm not going to sacrifice my family I'm not going to sacrifice my family and I'm willing to lose my wife over my family. But at the end of the day, how do you create your own family if you don't sacrifice your family to be with your wife? I just want you to think about that. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Jersey Devil said, I can't sacrifice sleeping with the TV on. Girl, you petty. She has okay, let's see what Ashley Larry says. She has to understand what I'm feeling. It's a sacrifice. If that's how I feel, you feel about it. Okay, let me read that again. She has to understand what I'm feeling. It's a sacrifice. A sacrifice if that's how you feel about it. She has to understand what you're sacrificing, like how important the sacrifice is. I'm trying to get a real grasp of what you're saying, Ashley Larry. Joanna said, you need something. Okay, that's Jersey and Joanna having their own banter. For me, what I would not be willing to sacrifice for anyone are my principles nor my morals. I'm not sacrificing my principles for anyone. So if someone cannot rock with me and if I believe in something and this is what I believe is right, I'm not going to change it for my wife. I'm not changing it for my kids. I'm not changing it for my parents. I don't care who it is. I'm not changing the principles who make me the man that I am. I will not for anyone. Because once you lose yourself and if you change up your principles, that should show your wife that you're not a really good, stable man. Because you've been standing on these principles your whole life. And now someone has come and changed you at 30, 35 years old, or whatever age you got married. Nah, for me, at my age, I'm not changing my principles and what makes me the man that I am. And I also agree with Joanna. I will never sacrifice my connection with God. What up? Nicole Nadine is in the building. What's going on, girl? All right. Yo, we Nicole, we was playing tag teams. We not playing singles. Jersey Devil said, I can't sacrifice the truth. And that's woo.
That's a good one.
That's another one right there. If I know something is true, that's it. Ain't no three genders. I ain't sacrificing the truth, y'all. Bad girl, same question to you. What's something that you would not be willing to sacrifice?
God would be the first one. Definitely not willing to sacrifice my relationship with God or Jesus. Both very important to me. And also my morals.
Okay. All right. Your morals and your connection and your
like I won't settle for something less just to have a husband.
Right. And I agree with you 100% on that. All right. So like I said, this show is not just about me. I'm gonna turn it over now. I'm gonna let Nicole, if you got a question for us, or anybody in the comment section, if y'all got any questions pertaining to this topic, or maybe a little bit off topic, it's fine. Hit us with the questions. But Baddie or Bad Girl, do y'all have any questions for me or for the chat? Anything that you feel like you wanna ask, a question or a topic that you want to talk about. All right, because like I said, the show is it's our show, so it don't have to just be exactly what I want to talk about. But I just wanted to continue on last show's topic because we only got halfway through it. But now I think we've made a good journey from the beginning all the way to the end, because we started with friendship and now we ending with God. You know, and God is the glue.
Yes.
To a good marriage, a good family. I want y'all to understand that God is the glue to a good marriage and a good family. He is the one that will hold you together. So I think that that's a perfect beginning and ending. You have a friendship and you end with God. Okay, Jersey Devil got another one right here, and nobody said it. Jersey Devil said, "Yo, I ain't sacrificing my peace, baby." Jersey Devil said, "I'm not sacrificing my." Okay, Joanna got a question. What are you willing to accept, and what terms though? You talking about what are you willing to accept in a relationship? What do you mean, Joanna? I want to answer the question exactly the way you meant it to be posed. What do you mean by what are you willing to accept? You talking about in a relationship, in a marriage, or are you saying what am I willing to accept? I'm willing to accept all the good shit. What I'm not willing to accept would probably be a better question, but I'm gonna answer it. What am I willing to accept? You talking about in a negative way? Are you talking about in a negative way? Because if you're talking about in a positive way, come on, those answers gonna roll off the tongue. I'm willing to accept good love. I'm willing to
peace and harmony.
That was a great answer in my Steve Harvey voice. Let me see peace and harmony. Yo, Jersey, you got to come play Family Feud with us. I do a great Steve Harvey impression. Okay, so in a relationship, what are you willing to accept? You talking about like if somebody's pushing you to your limit, pushing you too far, and you like, look, you pushing me to my motherfucking limit, and I'm not gonna accept this. All right, so what I'm willing to accept, I'm gonna tell you, I can answer like this. I can tell you what I'm not willing to accept. I'm not willing to accept in a marriage or a relationship you disrespecting me. Don't disrespect me. Women need love, men need respect. That's that. I want you to really understand that. Women need love. A man shows a woman how much he respects her by how he loves her. A woman shows how much she loves her man by how much she respects him. That's how you build your man up. You got a man that he ain't quite hitting the mark the way you want, respect him more. You know, and then you speak to him privately and tell him, look, I'm going to respect your decisions, but that doesn't mean that you can't question his decisions. It doesn't mean that you can't add to his decisions and add to what he is, the direction that he's leading you in. But if you love him, you got to respect him. And if you don't respect him and respect him properly the way he needs to be respected, then you might need to go re-examine how much you love him. Because men need respect. The worst thing you could do is talk down to a man.
That is true.
Worst thing you could do is talk down to a man who's trying to love you. Because now when he's trying to love you and you talking down to him, he's going to start to close up. He's going to become shelled. He's going to become defensive. But most women want their men to be open and transparent and communicate and showing emotion. But when you talk down to him, he's going to start to back up. He's going to start to back up. I know I would, and I have. I'm speaking from experience. Toby, why the hell you got all these toys in your room?
Which is fire. I like that, York.
And at first it rubbed me the wrong way. You know, at first it rubbed me the wrong way. I'm being honest. Okay. But at second, I said, fuck that shit, because I want them. That's what I like. And if you don't like it, that's your problem. You know? I don't care. You know, you gotta, but don't disrespect me. Don't try to belittle me. You know, you like what you like, I like what I like. That doesn't have anything to do with the type of man that I am or how I treat you. So I kind of went on a tangent, but I'm just saying, let's see what, I mean, now that I'm, hold on. Now that I'm, hold, I'm missing something. I'm willing to accept. Okay, she's willing to accept. Jersey says she's willing to accept a work in progress. Okay, that's growth. That shows a lot. If a woman is willing to accept a work in progress, because most women want the finished product, girl. Girl, he need to be 6 feet, 6 pack, and 6 inches.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, because in a relationship, you have to work for both ways. All right. So so that's what I would not accept. So what is something that I guess y'all can answer it however y'all want. It's hard for me to answer what I will accept. What I will accept is all the good stuff. I can name that forever and ever. But what's something that you will not tolerate? And I'm going to bring Nicole Nadine's answer up while y'all give y'all answers. All right. Speaking of soccer, have you been looking into? Oh no, Nicole, that's a different show. Nicole went to a whole different topic. You know how Beyonce done got these people sacrificing. Whoa, Nicole, wait a minute. Nicole done went into a whole nother topic. All right, go ahead, Baddie.
All right, I'm willing to accept someone's past.
Woo, good answer. Good answer. What are you willing to see? I couldn't even think of the question like that. All right. I'm willing. Okay, now I can answer the question the way Joanna asked it. I would be willing to accept a woman's children. And I ain't got no kids. So that's a big acceptance for me. So yeah, now I'm answering it the right way. But yeah, that's a great answer, Baddie. I didn't even see, you're smarter than me because I didn't even think of that. All right. What about you, Badgurl? And then we also have Sherry. Sensational Sherry's in the building. You ain't think I forgot about you, girl. Sensational. Ow, Sean. What up, Sensational Sherry's in the building. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna jump into what Sherry said afterwards. All right. But what about you, Badgurl?
I would be, I agree with Baddie. I'd be willing to accept their past.
Okay.
And to realize that just like everybody else, he's not going to have everything perfectly together and be completely perfect, because neither am I. So how can I expect him to accept my flaws, as you could call it, I guess, if I'm not willing to accept any of his?
Absolutely. Good
I don't know if flaws is the right word, but
I get it.
Those lines.
I get it, and that's a great answer. That's a great answer. Okay, let's bring up Samantha, and then we're going to get into Sherry's question or her statement. I'm willing to accept that my husband is not perfect, and he will fall short sometimes. But I have to continue to give him grace, understanding, and encouragement. Shout out Shout out to Samantha. All right, she done got three stars. You get 3 stars. Hercules, you got 3 stars tonight, girl. You dropping gems out here. So Sherry said, but what if a man talks down to a woman? All right, Sherry, a man should not. We should not talk down to each other at all. Let me make that very clear. A man that talks down to a woman, wait a minute. Talk down to a woman or talk down to his woman. Those are 2 completely different things. Because if someone is I don't think you should talk down to anyone. Okay, talk down to his woman. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, a real man should not talk down to his woman. You know, or talk. Okay, so you saying this is very personal. Never forget me. You're welcome. Please. Yes, please address my concern. My man continues to disrespect, but he expects respect. All right. Well, my advice to you, Sensational Sherry, is to leave his ass right now. You just said he continues.
You said get up.
You said continues. So that means you've allowed it to happen over and over and over and over again. Now the problem is no longer him. The problem is you. You have to leave. No man is worth it. You'll be better off alone. Leave him. That's my advice. It makes no sense for me to get into anything else to try to tell you to rectify it because you said continues. So that means after 5 years he lives with me. Well, he needs to find another place to live and you need to live alone. Are kids involved in this? Because if kids are involved in this, then you really need to, because no children needs to see their mother. I've tried to get him out. Well, then you need to leave. But you need to separate from him. Because at this point, you've been with somebody for 5, no kids are involved. Oh, so then
get out.
All right. So then you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get into the conversation of why or how you should reconcile things. It's my house. Okay. So then you got to go to the courts and you got to become a paperwork gangster. You got to go get your paperwork together to get him up out of your house. I'm not telling you. I mean, this is the YouTube channel. I don't want to get into that. You know, I ain't going to get into that. I ain't going to get too deeply into what I would tell you to go do. But yeah, you need to separate from that person. That's all I'm going to say about it. If you want to talk to me off of the show, I'll be willing to talk to you. The cops even told me to go somewhere because he's got squatter rights. LOL bum. Yeah, you've entangled yourself into something that's going to be very difficult for you to get out of, and you might have to take it as a lesson learned, and you might have to end up losing your own damn house as a huge, terrible lesson to be learned. Or you could stay there and continue to be verbally abused. If it was me, I would leave.
Your happiness first.
Yeah, I wish I could give you better advice than that, but I'm trying to get right to the root of the problem. As long as you're going to be there with him, I believe that the verbal abuse is going to continue to happen. So unless you believe in some kind of divine intervention and God is going to come down and touch his heart and touch his tongue, I think you should need only verbally. Wait a minute. Only verbally, LOL. We not going there. Only verbally, we not going there. All right, so I don't want to go any further into this because this sounds like a little bit too. I'm not saying that I'm not willing to talk about it. I would be willing to talk about it if it was a general conversation, but this is a personal conversation, and I don't want anyone on your behalf to look at this and say that I'm in your business. You know what I mean? So generally speaking, I will hit you up. Okay. That's fine. But yeah, if it's a verbal or any other type of abuse, you need to leave. That's all. And I understand it's easier said than done to just say you need to leave your own house, because I couldn't fathom leaving my own house or my own apartment and letting somebody else stay there. I get that. I understand it. And I know that that's much easier said than done. But if abuse is involved, And if that abuse is going beyond emotional and verbal, we know what's above that, then even a house is not worth that, because we've seen too many tragic stories that starts off with verbal and emotional abuse. If you moved out of state and he followed you, then I'm gotta be honest with you. You gotta be a part of the problem too. You have to be. It gotta be something going on here. All right. Restraining order, sis. Connect with therapists so they can provide you with the resources to help you, but you have to do the work. All right. All right. So, but thank you for, like, this is a heavy topic, but it is something that is really good for us to talk about. People need to hear this, People need to hear this because there's a lot of women going through stuff like this. And let's not forget, there's a lot of men going through stuff like this too. But they can't, there's a lot of men going through stuff like this too. Men get verbally abused, emotionally abused, and sometimes even physically abused. But men kind of like take it on the chin, and it's laughed off when it happens to men. But ladies, don't laugh it off when it happens to men. Don't, because if you're striving for equality, then you got to take a man's abuse, whether it's verbally, emotionally, or physically, equal to a woman's. That's equal. If a baddie was to punch me in my eye, it may not knock me out, but it's still gonna hurt. If I was to punch her back in her eye, it might hurt a little bit worse. We both did the same act to one another. But that is the trial and tribulation of fighting a man. That hit back is gonna hurt probably a little bit worse than your initial hit. So ladies, don't abuse, don't abuse nobody. Nobody abuse nobody. But ladies, trust me, be very careful with abusing a man, because when a man gets to that point and that man's strength come out, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm stupid. He leeches off of me, but enough of me. All right. Well, Sherry, I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope that you are able to. I hope this conversation can help you. And I hope that, they black out. Yeah, and it's too many people, men and women, that are in jail or in a grave because a man blacked out. For whatever reason it may be, it's just too many. So that's all I'll say about that. But it is a topic that's worth talking about. But yeah, you definitely need to get out of that situation. All right, a Baddie or Badgurl, y'all got a question because we went into Sherry's question. But a Baddie or Badgurl, do either one of y'all have a question for me, or for the chat, for each other, whatever y'all want to put on? Kerry too. Kerry, if you got a question, you could jump in and throw a question in there, throw it up in the air, see where it lands. All right.
What?
So many people go through this, and this is why I'm so grateful for this space, because it is truly a safe one. Well, thank you, Samantha. I truly appreciate that comment. That means a lot to me. It's much easier to spread negativity than it is to spread positivity. That's why I don't mind spreading the positivity slowly. I know it's going to take a lot of hard work for people to catch on and really want to jump in and be positive and have good positive conversations with one another. I know it's not going to be easy. It's not easy to spread, but it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So if I have 100 good people around me, that's better than having a million fake, phony, fraudulent people around me.
I will say this to add to that, right? You know how if you go to a restaurant and it's great service, right? Everything is top tier. You're like, oh, great, you leave a tip, you leave. But if it's bad service, you're more inclined to leave a bad review.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
exactly. You will not go leave a good review if it's great, but you'll definitely leave something bad if it's bad. So we got to reward the good as much as we damn the wrong.
That's
No,
true.
we attack the wrong, but we don't uplift the good. So yeah, that is a Baddie. There we go. You get a star. I wish I could give you a star, but yeah, that is a great comment because we don't uplift the good as much as we attack the bad. But the only way that we're going to try to equal it out is we got to push the good to the forefront the same way that we attack the bad.
I mean, look at reviews, right? You can buy, I don't know, anything online. And personally, I go through the reviews to see a negative comment, and if I see one, I'm up onto the next.
Right, the negative will erase the 10 positive.
There can be 10 comments, 9 of them are like, "Oh, this is perfect, this is great," but that one, I'm like, "All right, that's enough for me."
Absolutely.
Unfortunately.
All right. So, Badgurl, you got a question, or Baddie got a question, or Carrie? Anybody?
Well, getting to what we were talking about in the beginning about going from friendship to relationship.
Okay.
I would say that being a good friend is one of the best parts of a relationship, especially a successful relationship.
All right.
So don't run away from friendship in the mistaken belief that it'll destroy your chances of a relationship. So instead of seeing it as like, oh, the friend zone is so horrible, see your friendship as an important part of falling in love. So like it's just part of the process of falling in love and getting to more. And to not be in a hurry.
Right. Take your time during the friend phase.
Right. Let things happen naturally. Don't try and force anything. Don't try and rush anything. Anything that's forced or rushed isn't right or worth having. You want it to just happen naturally and
right.
And don't be afraid of the friend zone. I know everybody talks that the friend zone is so bad, but friendship is one of the best places to start a relationship. Maybe not friend zone where you can only
I'm about to say.
But see, I guess if you see friend zone as in let me say this. I guess if you see friend zone as in like a dead end, or if you see it as just friendship. So like you just have a friendship. Maybe some people define friend zone as that means there's nothing possible to happen.
Right.
So I guess it depends on how you define the statement friend zone.
I think friend zone comes from when you are engaging with the woman already with the end game already in mind. You already know what you want at the end of the movie. So now, if you're trying to get to this certain end that you done wrote the end of the movie in your mind, you trying to get to this ending, and she like, nah, this ain't that type of movie. This is a comedy. This ain't rated R, and it definitely ain't rated X. So therefore, you're gonna end up in the friend zone. But if you both go into the friendship with no expectation of what the end result is going to be, then you cannot get friend zoned. Because all you're expecting is friendship. So how can you're in the zone that you want to be in? I'm where I want to be. I want to be your friend. Okay, I want to be your friend too. Okay, so then we in the zone. We good. The problem is when one person is in the zone and the other one isn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. That is the problem. When one person is in the zone and the other one doesn't want to be there, now you have a problem. But if both people are comfortable being in the friend zone with each other and then they let it grow from there, then there's no problem. It shouldn't be no problem at all.
Yes. And that's perfectly said.
So, it shouldn't be no problem at all. And another thing I want to say, to go back to, I actually wanted to say it on the last show, but I'll say it now. I hear a lot of women say, and I want everybody to listen to this and really understand it when I say this. A lot of women say, I'm so tired of dealing with guys because they play too many games. guys play too many games. But what I would like to ask, because a lot of women say that, I've heard a lot of women say that, I've had women say it to me. But have you ever thought that maybe the guy isn't playing a game? Maybe he really got to know you and he just didn't like what he saw. And that's why he's not interested anymore.
Yeah, I don't think that's a game.
Right. But I don't think many women can see it from that point of view.
Just deciding that you're not into somebody isn't a game. That's being honest. It would be a game to stay with them and pretend that you do want to be with them, maybe for physical benefits. That's playing a game when you're misleading somebody intentionally for a selfish reason.
I'm talking about before you even get to anything physical. Let's say we dating one another, we getting to know each other, and then it's like, well, he playing games because he stopped calling me, and then he said he wanted to go out with me, but then all of a sudden he said he canceled or whatever. It may not be that he's playing games. Maybe he just got to know you and he didn't like what he found.
It just wasn't right. Yeah.
Yeah, but most women can't fathom, oh, I gave this guy an opportunity to get to know me and he didn't like me. I think it's hard. We as men, it's easy for us to be like, yo, she just wasn't into me, bro. I tried everything. She just was not feeling me at all, bro. But I think it's a little bit more difficult for a woman to be like, yo, he just wasn't attracted to me.
Yeah, you have to have enough confidence in yourself to know that you're right for somebody else, but maybe not this person. And that's okay. You're like you said on the last show, not everybody's going to like you just because you like them. And it's not an insult. But do you like every guy that likes you? Probably not.
Of course not. All right, this is going to be the last question for tonight. We're going to let Sherry ask her last question. Okay. Not about me, but do you think about two people in a how do you think about two people in a relationship? Is it better to find or make faults in the beginning of the relationship to fix it so the mistakes won't happen moving forward in the relationship? All right, I understand what she's saying. So, Sensational Sherry, it's always better to have those tough conversations in the beginning of the relationship, so y'all don't end up wasting each other's time.
But is she's saying like faults as in like look for things that are going wrong,
like red flags?
Yeah,
like, ignore the red flags and try and fix them.
You should try your best to locate the red flags early. Try to locate them early. Don't negate them. Don't overlook them. Don't bury them. You got to bring them to the forefront. You got to address them. Address those red flags, because those ignored red flags today are going to be your tears tomorrow. So address those red flags immediately if that's what you was talking about, Sensational Sherry. And remember that you're sensational too. All right? I gave you that name for a reason. All right. Yeah, but you definitely want to find out those things early on in the relationship. You don't want to wait till you a year and a half into a relationship. Y'all done slept with each other 150 times. And now he like, well, I don't really ever want to have kids. Or, well, I don't see myself ever leaving New York. Or, well, yeah, I do have a wife.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not fun.
So you got to have those hard conversations in the beginning, if that's the question that you was asking, Sensational Sherry. If
don't
not,
want to waste time.
Right, you don't want to waste your time. Time is your most valuable asset. Money can
especially
come and go.
If you're older too,
right?
Older than
Especially
30
as you get older, you know.
But if she's asking from the other perspective, I don't think it's healthy to go into a relationship like this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, just because when people do that, they're kind of trying to protect themselves. So
right, you don't want to go into a relationship pointing out somebody else's. Yeah, you don't want to go into a relationship just pointing out people's flaws. You need to learn that person so you can understand. All right, where's this stemming from? Tovi, I like to go out to party. I like to go to clubs and stuff. Don't you like to go out and party? No, because I'm introverted. Oh, okay. So how about, I can come over and I could bring some drinks over and we could just chill and party at the house. No, I don't drink. You don't drink? No, I don't drink. Well, that's a flaw, but you don't know the reason why I don't drink is because my mother was an addict. So you got to take time to understand why the person doesn't do it before you judge their flaw or what you deem to be a flaw. What you deem to be a flaw may be that person's strong point. The fact that I don't use drugs and I've never drank or anything, that's a really big strong point for me. It may be a big red flag for you, but at least understand why I am that way before you deem it a red flag. Toby, why are you so defensive? Why are you you don't trust people? Well, I trust people, but I got to take my time. I got to get to know you. I got to observe the person. But I've never done anything to you, so shouldn't you just trust me right off the bat? Yeah, I could. Well, that's a red flag, Toby. Well, then you need to take time to hear what I've been through that got me to this point that I don't just trust everyone initially. But if you don't, Tom is in the building, we the ones, and he says, acknowledge me. My man Tom is in the building, the tribal chief. What up, Tom? What's going on, bro? So yeah, Sensational Sherry, if you're still listening, you have to understand the faults. I don't think it's wise for you to try to judge someone else's faults. Just get to know them for who they are and try to figure out if they are compatible with you. Because now if they flipped it back and started judging all your faults, then you wouldn't like it. Because nobody likes for people, when you're just getting to know them, to come in and say, oh, well, you got to change this. You got to change this. I ain't got to change shit. Let's get that understood. I ain't changing nothing. I don't even know you. So I don't think it's good to put A Baddie. I agree with A Baddie. I don't think it's wise to just go in and point out people's faults. You got to get to know them and understand them and learn them. And if you see a fault, try to heal. Don't point it out. Try to heal it. And if you feel like it's so damaged that you can't heal it, then you got to leave that person alone because they're not ready to intertwine and interact and invest their heart into another person. But as women, most women are nurturers. You want to help and fix and nurture and bring the man back to life and help them and love them into loving you. That shit don't work. It don't work.
Nope.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. You can't love a person into loving you. You have to allow them time to heal. And if they really love you, they'll be back. They'll come back. And if they don't come back, then it just wasn't for you. All right. Hey, Baddie, you got any part? First of all, let me tell you this. And like I said, I always love to give people their flowers. And I'm very, very honest and earnest when I'm speaking to people, especially people I consider to be my friends. Hey, Baddie, excuse my French. This is the fucking A Baddie I need to be on the show from this point going forward. This is the A Baddie that I need. This is the A Baddie I need to help me push this channel forward. I don't want anything less than this A Baddie going forward, because this A Baddie helped carry the whole fucking show. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you too, Kerry. God bless you, my brother.
No problem. Anytime.
Hey, Baddie, you got any parting words for the people? Let me bring you to the front of the stage. Hold up. Gotta bring you to the front of the stage.
I would say great show like always.
Damn good show.
I feel like every single time I step into the room, it's I better myself. So I'm thankful to everybody that tunes in every
every other day.
3
days of the week.
Yeah. So just continue, bringing out those difficult conversations, because they need to be had, and I feel like I trust the space, and I will continue to be unfiltered every other day.
That's right. Thank you, A Baddie. Now we got to do the outro. All right. Make sure Kerry jump on the camera to do it too, and teach him to do it right this time. He got to do the. There you go. He messed up last time. He got to hit the and the unity. Come on, Kerry. Come on. You already did it once, bro. Don't be camera shy now. Or at least you just got to throw the hand in the camera and hit the. All right, there we go. All right, it's your boy, Little Fat Mushy Toe, representing the WCIS. We can't inspire someone. OPP, only promote positivity. Shout out to Waterbed Hev. Shout out to Uncle DV. Shout out to A Baddie. And shout out to Kendra, Kenny, and Kerry. Thank you for joining the community. That's all about a unity. All right, thank you, A Baddie. God bless both of y'all, and I will definitely see you on the chat. You know where we're going to be at, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, later. All right, let's bring Badgurl Sniper back onto the screen. All right, Badgurl, thank you so much for joining the conversation. Thank you for being on the show with me once again. With no nudity. That's right, Tom. That's right. Damn, damn, Tove doesn't throw compliments for nothing. Badgurl, you got any parting words for the people? We done went through the whole beginning to the end of relationships in these two shows, and I thought it was a really, really good conversation. Like from beginning to end, I think we touched on so many different topics, but we didn't stay on them too long. I think we was able to get a good grasp of the beginning all the way to the end, and hopefully people find little bits of jewels and good information that they could use going forward. But we're gonna bring you to the front of the stage and let you hit the outro.
So I just want to say, again to you, thank you for all the effort that you put into this and the time and dedication that you put to this show, because I truly, truly am honored to be able to have a voice on a platform like yours that you've created. And I think it's something special, and I'm blessed and thankful that I get to meet all these new people, everybody in the comments. All the comments that you say do make a difference, and without you guys watching and without the comments, it just would not be the same show. So everybody in the WCIS family is an important piece of the puzzle, and I think you've done a wonderful job, and thank you for, giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and to do it safely. And it's just really, really wonderful.
All right. Thank you. Well, first of all, hold on, let me bring myself back onto the screen. Thank you very much for the compliment, Badgurl. I love the fact that now people can jump on the show and I can hear people's points of views. I've gotten to know so many people so much better since we changed the format of the show. I think it's given me, I've been in front of the camera for from day one, and it's just it's a blessing for me to get to know everybody much better and hear other people's points of views and to learn about the people and learn from the people. And every kind word that you say, all the kind words that people throw my way, they don't go, they definitely matter to me. They mean the world to me, and it gives me the energy to continue to do the show and try to push the message and the positivity forward. So thank you so much. Mystical Mamba is in the building. You think I forgot about you, bro? Yes, back to the Ustream days, baby. Of course I remember you, Mystical Mamba, man. Come on, man. How could I forget a name like Mystical Mamba? But Badgurl, thank you so much. I appreciate you for supporting the WCIS for so long. And
absolutely.
your help with the clips and everything is much appreciated. It's definitely helped me a lot. All right. So everybody in the comment, everybody that's jumped onto the stream with me tonight, hopefully y'all have a wonderful Monday morning. Boo! Guess who stepped in the room? Cow. Mama name him Clay. I'ma call him Clay. What up, Jay Clay? What's going on, my brother? What's going on? Sorry I'm late. I'll be here for the next one. Absolutely, my brother. Yeah, we about to sign out. You can see right here, we've been streaming for 2.5 hours almost. So yeah, definitely tune back in on Tuesday, 8:30. We'll be back. All right. God bless each and every one of y'all. It's your boy, Little Fat Mushy Toad, representing the WCIS. We can inspire someone. OPP, only promote positivity. Shout out to Waterbed Head. Shout out to Uncle DV. Shout out to Badgurl Sniper, the first lady of the WCIS. Shout out to Baddie, and shout out to Kerry. And thank you for joining the community. That's all about unity. All right, I want y'all to stay blessed, stay beautiful, but most importantly, stay positive. And until Tuesday at 8:30, we up out of here. Peace out, y'all.